Thank you for your interest in code. My name is Jana and I work in the Student Lifecycle department here at Code. Let me tell you a few things about Code. When we founded Code 3 years ago, we had one simple question. Why is contemporary tech education so alienated from students and modern industry's needs? We live in a world where digital technologies form social and economic realities, and yet educational institutions around the world feel, act, and teach like the letterpress is still the hottest technology around. And that's exactly why we founded Code, to build the bridge between education and reality. So instead of focusing on knowledge alone, like most traditional universities still do, we want to empower students, enable them to be lifelong learners, and develop the skills they need to become the digital pioneers of tomorrow. Meaning, instead of teaching you just the theory, at Code you will learn how to build and how to use digital products. That's why we developed a radically different learning concept that we call curiosity-driven education and provide you with a project-based learning environment. Every project is a problem to solve, challenging your curiosity and your ability to learn and develop what we call 21st century skills: creative problem solving, collaboration, communication, critical judgment, and of course, an entrepreneurial mindset. We want to teach you the skills you really need out there in the world. So, Code offers 3 bachelor programs in software engineering, product management, and in interaction design. The standard period of study is 3 years. Classes begin every September, and all programs are exclusively taught in English here in Berlin, Germany. But enough from my side. Let's hear what our students and professors have to say about studying at Code and living in Berlin. If you have further questions afterwards, please stop by at our booth and have a chat with me or one of my colleagues. See you later.
Studying again was the last thing that I had in mind. When I went to the website and I read about it, I was instantly hooked. I know it sounds kind of cliche, but I actually was. And then I applied that day.
I did 2 years studying software engineering back in Canada and was not really a good fit the traditional education system. So I decided to come to Code to get that more hands-on experience.
Before I was studying in different university, and it's always the same. It's always lectures and tests and grades, and then you graduated or you failed and nobody gives you any feedback at all. In here, it's a project-based learning university where I work with other students and I'm receiving feedback.
This is the only university which provides product management faculty, and you can get there not only theoretical skills but practical as well, which is so important nowadays.
I've been wanting to study in this kind of university for a long time, but I never found it. When I'm doing the application process from like 100,000 miles away, the Code team is just replying to me right away, like less than a day.
Code University and team members were supporting me so much on this long way, because this is not the easiest process.
They were always there, and I knew that there will be someone that I could contact to if things went wrong.
They were super informative if I had any questions about getting my visa or what I needed to actually start studying here and moving here, and if I needed a place to live.
The thing that surprised me the most when I started at Code was the involvement of the students in the community and the events.
It's not just like you're let loose and having a tough time and trying to figure out how to study everything. Like, there's tons of support from the teachers to the fellow students and then partners. And
I was a bit surprised how open-minded people are here, how this community like really wants to help you with whatever you are. So many questions can be easily answered by just your fellow students.
Nobody is trying to kind of elbow other people. You know, we are here all learning. We're here for feedbacks, we're here for sharing, we're here for collaborating instead of like competing with each other. Everyone is so serious in what they're doing, so passionate, but also so relaxed, and they are also really open to collaboration or like helping each other.
Just a great feeling to be a part of a community, like real family even.
What I love most about Berlin is how friendly and accepting the people are, and it's very international, and because of that it made it super easy to integrate myself into the community and make it feel like it's home.
Berlin is such a creative city. In Berlin you can be everything.
People are open to explore themselves and try out new things and make mistakes.
I have a strong feeling that whoever you are, wherever you came from, you can find your place, you can find your people.
And you meet people who are from really different professions. You meet other designers, you meet filmmakers, you meet people who work in startup, and the startup community is really, really big here. So you see a lot of different intersections, for example, in startups, in techs and arts, in coding and arts. And for me as a designer, it's a really, really cool, inspirational city to live in. Just do it, just go for it. Just pack your bag and come here. The website of Code is there to read, and every information is there. It's not only to make it pretty or something, it's user experience-wise it's tested.
My biggest piece of advice for any international students applying to Code would be to try and reach out through social media platforms like Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, and you can see other students who are tagged, and it would really help to talk to them and see their experiences.
You can also reach out to Code students like me on social media or something. So yeah, we are always so welcoming to help.
What I was scared a bit that maybe I will be alone here when I come, and somehow I got so many friends, I got so many great people here.
What I'm really learning nowadays is like not only like how to be the best designer or like how to be good at what you're doing in design, but also like how to communicate your design and how to communicate in team and work in team. So that's what I like about learning Code, because I don't think I can get it in other universities.
I think the most students start to create apps at the beginning, and I really like if they have the next turn and go further, creating like a 3D application, artificial intelligence, or if they have like an art installation, if they're just going out of their comfort zone and going into new topics.
When a student suddenly gets something and you see aha moment in their faces or their code that suddenly got a lot better, something like that. And Code gives me a chance to see a lot of those. That's a really good thing of teaching here.
I have here the opportunity to sit together with the student and directly get to know, okay, what kind of problems and challenges he or she is facing right now. Whereas at a normal university, usually you don't see the students and you just do this kind of plain thing you would do for every other person.
I have a lot of freedom in designing interesting learning experiences. Professors do have freedom, but they are also usually in a tight corset of how universities usually teach. We don't have that here.
I think this was a time when I was like a development aid worker, and I was like building up a little IT school in Laos. I don't know, they write differently. They write like from the left side to the right side. They put their page like this, and therefore they also like use the computer differently. For example, they always took the mouse like this, and when I said like go up, they move to the side. Everyone is doing that. I could also like change like somehow the setting of the mouse, I guess. If that would work for another company, this wouldn't work anymore. And I think this was like the first time that I thought more intensely about like human-computer interaction and got like more interested in that, and then a whole journey began from that point on.
Well, I'm a typical nerd. I started programming at probably 13 with a computer that, well, I had no choice because this computer didn't have games on it. I had to program to do anything with it. I actually programmed games. And then suddenly noticing, wait, there's humans in the equation as well. That it came with building things for museums where people have just a few minutes to interact with an exhibit, right? If you don't have their interest within half a minute, they'll just go on. So you have to find something that's cool.
It's not so much about technology, it's not so much about making things pretty, it's really to think about the user and put like the human being in the center.
Code is the right place for the people who already have a high self-motivation and lots of drive, who are curious in order to explore new things.
I think what's like crucial for students to know when they join code is to work together with other fields. That they're not only looking into their own task which they have to fulfill, that they always see the big picture.
First thing, you need to be an independent learner. If you expect us to tell you week to week, this is your homework, please do it by Wednesday, 24 hours, and if you don't, you won't get any points for it, blah, 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 that's not gonna happen. If you then say, well, they didn't tell me what to do, I'll just play computer games, you will notice that you're not learning anything. You need to be able to self-structure a lot of your time and tell us when you need input also, because we usually won't be giving it to you without being asked. The second thing is that we are very much still evolving as a university. Things are changing. It can sometimes feel like the rug being pulled out underneath your feet. The good side of it is that you actually have a chance to change code, because we usually ask how things went, what you want, what topics you're interested in, things like that.
The perspective I want to give them is to focus on the user, on the user's experience, how to design like this experience, how to create like super nice rituals, and how can like technology help with that. Be able to step back from this product approach and come more to the human self.
And then you have a nice and competent professor team around you who is helping you in order to get to the next level.
It's a great place where like everyone from the whole world comes together to create something good.
Code students are amazing. At a normal university, students would rarely turn their study projects into businesses, and here at Code, it's kind of the rule.
I'm LUDWIG SCHUBERT, and the name of the project is OwnTech. The project is all about data ownership. With most web services and most web applications, the companies behind them own everything, and you're always left alone without your digital assets, your digital presence, your digital identity. You don't really have control over your digital presence. We want to give you that control.
I'm Andre, I'm 26, and I'm a software engineering student at Code. The project that we are working on is called Product Cube and offers step-by-step guides for product development. So Cube is about helping people discovering what their product should solve. So when one develops an idea or a product, in the end, someone wants to use it or should use it. And to increase the likelihood, we offer these step-by-step guides for the product discovery part. So to take your idea, go out and interview users, find out what is the common problem that they have, develop a quick prototype, then have a user test again, and you iterate over this until you have validated your idea. And only then you start writing code and invest more into the idea. And with this, we are trying to make sure that more and more projects succeed.
Hi, I'm Don, I'm 21 years old, and I'm one of 4 co-founders of bouncy. Bouncy is all about connecting people based on their music taste. So for many people, music is an essential part of their daily life. But most of the time, you don't even know what the other person is listening to. On bouncy, we can make music transparent. So it's a basis for creating human connections. You basically go in the app, choose your favorite song, favorite album, and favorite artist. And then you're in the app and you can see all the other favorites from all the other users. So you can swipe through the music profiles. When you like the music profile, you can swipe right. When you don't like the music profile, you swipe left. And when somebody else likes your music profile, you have a music match. When you have a music match, you can then message those people. And for now, it's also based on Instagram, so you can go on Instagram and connect to them. But in the next version of our product, you can write them.
So Code and Exist, they help us whenever we have a problem.
Code offers a really good and fruitful environment because the chances are just so high that you meet someone that is also really excited and inspired and works on an idea.
They're really experienced, and this is really our source of experience because we don't have that much experience.
Catalyst helped us because we had these weekly meetings with a mentor in which we would come, we would discuss our biggest problem, and in the end of the session we would discuss what might be the most important thing to do next.
So Code and Exist is really fundamental for our project right now because we learn a lot about teamwork and also learn about best practices from other teams at Code.
The Exist Potenziale and the support of the Bundesministerium für Wirtschaft und Energie is super important for Code, and it helped us guide students into entrepreneurship in ways that we only would have hoped to have been able to do.
What we are doing right now is to build a product that we want to use ourselves. So that's a really game changer in the product development, because when you build a product you want to use, you're really passionate and really structured and clear about the vision of your product.
The plans for Code Catalyst in the future are to secure funding to help us continue to support the students and really be their roadmap to the Gründerszene, the startup scene in Berlin and Germany, and even Europe in some cases.
We are driven by values and by building great products. It's not about materialistic desires or fame, it's all about improving somebody's life.